Yo, let's talk about who I am. Blondie, find me in the hood with my peoples. Love y'all, hate the rest of y'all that I can see through. Above that, there is not too much above that. The infamous words started out on Rough Riders' First Lady Eve's debut album. Let's talk about who I am, she said. I didn't do it as brilliantly as she did, but the words are still powerful. It's something that we all need to talk about. She mentions love and hate running out the gate, and we're going to get into that today. I've got a question for you guys, and we are going to be the soulful solution today. And just this next 10 minutes, spend it with me here, okay? We're going to answer, what are the world's greatest problems? And why are they attacking who? What did Eve say? I am. Who I am, who we all are. What are the world's greatest problems? And why are they targeting who I am? Real quick, I want you all to just think about what happened last week. You know, it's 2020. We are coming out of, we're all so excited to get to 2021, right? And here we go again. I've seen the memes, as you all have, I'm sure, already. I'm ready for 2022, blah, 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 blah. And some of us are just saying that. Some of us are just circulating those memes, but we're also manifesting, right? That we can't deal with problems, that we just want it to go away, that it doesn't have nothing to do with us, it's them. But, you know, as we all know, those are everyday people that started that riot, that ignorance that happened at the Capitol last week. And there's many of you who have been circulating unsubstantiated theories that have helped penetrate that. Okay. And we're going to talk about, just for a few minutes, some of the things that that we witnessed in that you know, insurgency, you know, flags, Jesus, you know, the patriotism, the religion, you know, all of that mixed in with the bigotry. We're going to talk about those problems, what they really mean for us, and how we truly are. I promise you, if you stick with me just for the next 10 minutes, we're going to get to the solutions for our lives this 2021, okay? You will not leave here the same. You don't have to leave it here the same. Not this year the same. Not this month the same. We can commit that we came here for a reason, that we are alive on purpose. Isn't that nothing? Not even the madness that's going on right now is going to stop our mindset and our push. And matter of fact, we're going to use it as a catalyst for our greatness, okay? If you can, if you aren't already, please follow me. I'm on IG, _the Purpose Broker. I'm on Facebook, The Purpose Broker. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get these videos, this weekly inspiration and empowerment directly to your email. The Purpose Broker TV, Alive on Purpose on YouTube. And you can check out my website, thepurposebroker.com. I'm currently updating it for my official reopening. I took some time off while I had my baby, who just turned 6 months. Nayara, she's with her daddy right now, but maybe they'll come in a second. So I'm a very happy mom, but I'm just so excited to be repurposed the way children do, and to have just so much more of an impetus, you know, for my drive and for all the amazing things that we're going to do together. In 2 Saturdays from now, January 31st, before the end of the first month of the year, I am having a powerful kickoff, a Purpose Jamboree. If you've never been to a Purpose Jamboree, here's your one and only chance. Go to Purpose Jamboree. Jamboree is spelled JAMBOREE.eventbrite.com. I'll have all of these, you know, links in the caption for you, but it's going to be online through Zoom. So none of you have any excuse not to be there. And I've made it by contribution only. You got to put something in for your life. But listen, you know, I know that we're in a global pandemic and a lot has happened So some of the price structures that I've had in the past, they're not necessary. I'm just so convinced that we're going to have a dynamic time. We're going to write some things down that you've never written down before. You're going to connect with some people that you are purposed to connect to, and we're going to make some things shift in our lives. All right. So what are the world's greatest problems, and why are they targeting who I am? All right. At the Capitol this past week, yes, there was madness. Yes, there was craziness. Yes, it was all them and those other people, right? But there's something deeper that's been going on in our nation. And it's with everyday people. I know that we're going to point it all to the senators. We're going to point it all on Trump. And yes, leadership matters. Yes, rhetoric and words have power. That was one thing that people kept saying in Obama's term didn't matter. And it was just fluff. And, leadership, didn't really matter. And we could just put any old thing out in the universe and expect nothing to erupt. And boy, right? Did the universe, did the spirit, the divine, did all of the karma in the world come back on this presidency, right? But for the past few years, so many of you have been saying, I even watched, a video on, there's a station called Your Black World, and it was kind of a joke being made. Like, oh, okay, yeah, Trump's a racist, right? He's a racist, but, that don't have nothing to do with you and me and our money, okay? These people are bigots, right? That don't have nothing to do with you and me. But then the same people, were themselves ready to riot when there were deaths after deaths being witnessed again on camera during 2020. You can't be woke and conscious about your money and then say you care about our life at the same time. You can't say that you only care about money and racism doesn't matter, but then also say that you want your life to matter. Okay, it's not correlated. And then some of those same people actually that said, consciousness is only about economic empowerment, don't nobody care about racism. They also said don't nobody care about Black lives, and that's just a sham movement. But the same people will act that like they're mentally, consciously, and metaphysically awakened. You can't say that literal matter has no weight and then call yourself awakened. So I'm just talking about some of these things because these are the problems that you and I, that people that look like me, not just they and not just others, have been a part of that helped cause that. I'm not bragging. I'm just proud that I feel that I didn't let unrighteousness slip under my feet. I didn't let bigotry, I didn't let sexism, I didn't let racism be something that don't have nothing to do with me because I just want to prove a point to the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? You can be strategic with your vote to cause change instead of aligning yourself with hate to fulfill some statement egotistically. Okay? So the world's greatest problems are everyday people not admitting their impact. The media, we always blame the media, but we live in an age where social media is bigger, more influential, and spreads lies faster than anything on CNN. Who's a part of social media? That's you and me, right? So we can use Malcolm X quotes all day. He didn't have social media. He wishes he had social media, okay? At least the CNNs and those networks out there have to have some sort of journalistic accountability. We have absolutely none. So we've got some of the biggest problems that really I think that we've seen not just in a generation, but in a millennium, because we've got all this influx of information. We've got, manipulation through Russians and other countries. And then we've got everybody saying, that their unsubstantiated statements are the truth just because they believe them. No research, no objective perspectives being weighed, and then pushing out things that are targeting and penetrating groups and communities and saying it's just a perspective, it won't matter. But it does matter. Look what happened at the Capitol, okay? So our biggest problems, in my opinion, are that we have to have accountability for our words, our energy, the things that we're sharing. And if it's talking about you and me and our culture and our group and our generation or what have you, it's targeting us. So it's it's calling us, and we got to be the ones that do something about it. All right. So I want to talk about these capital problems, and voila. You may have thought when I said capital problems that I was just talking about DC, but I'm actually talking about capital problems as well that we're going to solve today. Okay. We're going to break down what problems really are and how we can use them for our good. There used to be some of the most simple gospel songs are the ones that carry me through life. And there was one that the Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church used to sing in Dallas all the time. It's one of my absolute favorites. And that sermon, I still remember, it was on purpose. Dr. Wallace. The song was, "What the devil meant for bad, God meant it for our good." What the devil meant. I was a praise dancer, okay? I'm not gonna sing it. What the devil meant for bad, God meant it for our good. These problems, they're devils, y'all. These problems, the capital problems, the problems out there, some of the problems in our homes, all of these things are devils in our lives, but we're gonna turn them into godness, into righteousness, into manifestation, and we're gonna really use the opportunity being presented to us to create the lives that we want to have. All right? P. The capital P in problems is for something that's problematic. Racism is problematic. Sexism is problematic. Bigotry is problematic. Religiosism is problematic. Capitalism in its current form is problematic. All right? Problematic realities. All right? Not only are these challenging us, but they're physical. We feel the divisions. We see the catastrophe. We feel the hurdles and the obstacles that these problems are presenting in our lives. But wait for it, okay? They're offering us something. Problematic realities are offering. They're giving us an offering. Woo! I got it. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Problematic realities offering. Okay? Offering. They're giving us offering. They're giving us money back. I'm going to tell you who they're offering. They're offering brave. They're offering brilliant people. They're offering bold people. They're offering black people. These problematic realities are offering brave lives. Are you brave? Brilliant lives, bold lives, black lives. What are they offering us? What can these problematic realities possibly be offering us? Y'all ain't ready for this. Evidence? How are they offering us evidence? How many of you lived in the 1990s? What about the early 2000s? How many of you know that is not the first mob that you've seen? How many of you have known that when so many people are putting up their flags, they're not all for good, righteous, wholesome values? That they are representative, oftentimes, of superiority type of notions, bigotry, racial supremacy, all of these things, right? You all saw Jesus Saves. How many of you all know that Christian in the Western world can be really misused to dominate and encroach upon people? All right. So these problems that seem huge in the world, in our lives, in our homes, in our families, in our marriages, yeah, they're big, but guess what? Guess what? We can see the freaking elephant in the room now. You can't tell me that I'm over exaggerating, right? You can't tell me that I'm lying. You can't tell me that words don't matter. You can't tell me that, equity and treatment and empathy and all of those things are just little baby things, that Trump can make faces about. No, they matter, right? And they're problematic. And we got to do something about it, right? When you have the evidence, see, when everybody before can just put their face on, and say that something isn't real, that it doesn't matter, that can not only happen in our leadership, in our country, but in our homes, in our workplace, it doesn't matter. I don't know what you're talking about. People sipping their cup and just moving forward like things aren't happening. But let the sugar honey iced tea hit the fan. Let it hit the fan. Let you have something to show HR, okay? Let these entire groups of people try to steal an election, right? And now we saw what was really behind it, right? Ignorance and fear, okay? Let your family try to keep going on pretending that something didn't happen to you, wasn't real, isn't, going on in your family. And then stuff erupts, okay? You got evidence. Les Brown once told me this, you know what you got? You know what we've got? You know what God gave us? Material. What is material? That is those problems that you're facing, those things that you've experienced. You've got something rich. You've got resources in you because that can touch other people. Those are stories that other people can relate to. Do you know how much has been given to you when you're faced with problems? You've been offered something. You've been given evidence, okay? And what does evidence allow? It allows for us to metaphysically. I want to make sure I'm spelling this right. ICALLY. Metaphysically. See, metaphysically deals with beyond the reality. Okay, now we've seen it. Now we got the evidence. But now something universal, something spiritual can happen with that, right? Okay? It can metaphysically manifest. As is above is below, right? We got all of this at our hands. So now we can take this. This has been delivered to us. Divine, universe, source, spirit is metaphysically offering, giving us something, presenting us with something. And you may think it's evil. You may be ready to move to 2022. But that's allowing us to manifest a change. What can the change be? Soulful solutions. That's why that S is curly right there. Soulful solutions. It's got to come from your soul, right? If you're going to actually make this a metaphysical manifestation, use this evidence to change laws, use this evidence to change corporate structure, to create economic opportunities, to start your business, to create a shift in your family. It's got to come from your soul. When it comes from your soul, it's going to cost you something. When it costs you something, what you paid for ends up being greater than what was sacrificed, because probably what was sacrificed didn't need to be anyway. But you're bigger than that. You're greater than that. When we have problematic realities, look at them as offerings. Offering brave people, brilliant people, bold people, black lives, evidence. What more do you need? It happened to you. You've been given everything you need metaphysically to now process in the mind, in the being, in the vision, a manifestation. What we see going on in the Capitol now, this is what they did. They got that evidence now. We impeaching your behind. Okay? We got that evidence now. Now we're going to metaphysically, right, talk about our righteous call for democracy and for how the way things should work. And now all these people are trying to come out now and get on the good side. No, 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 no. Truth came forward, right? Okay? Metaphysically manifesting, all right? And now we can have soulful solutions. Now we can use this. Look at how the protest with Black Lives Matter. Look how many people use that. I know some of you all say, oh, you know, the liberals this, the liberals that, blah, 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 blah. I believe Black Lives Matter. And whether some company does or not, if they're going to give me a fund for my business because they want to get behind, whether it's guilt money or what have you, the idea that, okay, something has been preventing something out there, I'm going to strategically use that to my own soulful will to create solutions for my life, my family's life, my community's life. Okay? Now that we've got this evidence and we've seen all these horrible things that have been happening, these rights that they've been trying to take away from us, whether you're a woman, whether you're Black, whether you're disenfranchised, whether you're a part of any one of these communities that may deal with inhumanity. See, I don't care about your self-righteousness and your religious, personal beliefs. If it encroaches upon somebody else's humanity, you're on the side of inhumanity. You're wrong. I mean, there's just nothing else there's no other way to put it, and using a religious text to prove otherwise from your perspective is misuse. It's misuse of the spirit. All right. Yes, I'm going there right now because I want soulful people, soulful revolutionaries to come forward and create our lives this 2021, okay? I want you guys to stay empowered, stay metaphysically manifested about what this year is for you, is for us. And remember that if something is targeting who you are, like Eve said, man, that problem is a reality. It's offering you something. It's penetrating your soul, your spirit for a reason, because you are the one that's going to take us higher. You're taking somebody in your life, in your family, in your relationship, in your workspace, your business, your community, your society higher. We need who you are to metaphysically manifest and create those soulful solutions. The revolution that will save the world is the self-revolution, said Marianne Williamson. I'm C. Marie Williams, the Purpose Broker. So excited about everything coming to us, to you, to me, to the we in this universe, this 2021. I hope I'll see you here in a few Saturdays, just for 2 hours. Focus on you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be powerful. We're going to connect with some like energy. PurposeJamboree.eventbrite.com. Please share. Please like this video and stay true to you. Peace and blessings.